Good morning, girls. How are you? I hope you are fine. Today we will take a new grammar lesson. Actually, it's not that new. We already actually studied this lesson 2 weeks ago, but today we will also learn again the making comparative and superlative. Yes, again, because this lesson, as I told you before, is very, very, very important. Okay, so we will take lesson 26, making comparison, and also lesson 27 because it's the same lesson. So we will take both of them this week because in your book they will keep repeating the same rules. So we will do all these pages, but not today. We will do it tomorrow. Okay, today we will revise together the rules, okay, that you have to follow to make the comparative and the superlative form. Okay, and the homework will be these pages, but I want you to do the homework not today, tomorrow, after we solve together the pages in your journeys. Okay, and then inshallah on Wednesday we will share the answer key for the homework. So let's start our lesson. Why is it important to learn how to make comparative and superlative form? Okay, because I told you, in your everyday life, you all the time you hear the teacher making comparative and superlative form. I'm sure in the science lesson, one day the teacher told you about the smallest planet in our solar system, right? And also, I think also in your science book you discuss the movement of the planets and the fastest planet that moves, okay, around its orbit or whatever, right? You always use comparative and superlative in your everyday life. And I'm sure that one day you've asked yourself and you have wondered about this. You have asked yourself this question. Do you think that Burj Khalifa is higher than the Empire State? It is a building in America. Okay. Do you use comparative in your life? Yes, I do. You do use. You use them. You say, what is the higher or the highest building in the world? And I'm sure you asked your dad this question. Dad, do you know who's the smartest man in the world? And maybe he will answer and say that Albert Einstein was the smartest man. Okay? I think that this happened to you. Also, I think you've read this information before. Or maybe you've read this information and then you went to ask your mom or your teacher or your friend, is it true that the cheetah is the fastest animal in the world? Okay, and I don't know if you know this information, but I think you asked yourself, or have you ever wondered about the tallest trees in the world? Okay, look at the picture, they are very tall. Okay, and the tallest trees in the world are redwoods. Okay, they are called redwoods. Also, and this is the tallest tree on earth, it's called Hyperion. It's a kind of redwood. And maybe you read this information, or maybe you heard someone talk about, and then you will go and tell your friend, you will tell others this information. Okay, the tallest tree in the world is called Hyperion tree, and the tree is taller than the Statue of Liberty, and it is also taller than the Big Ben. Okay, see, girls, In our life, we always use comparative and superlative. We read something and we go tell others. We hear something and we go share the information with our friends and family and everyone. Okay? And as long as you don't know how to make the comparative and the superlative, you will make a mistake. So it is important before you go and share the information you read and the information you hear and the information you watch. Okay, sometimes on the TV, you have to fix your grammar and you have to learn the rules, how to make and how to form the comparative and the superlative. And today, that is why we will take again and we will learn again how to form the comparative and the superlative. Okay? So, what is comparative form? Again, what is comparative? Comparative, it compares one person to another person, one place to another place, or one thing to another thing. Two things, one person to another person, one place to another place, and so on. Okay, that's the meaning of comparative. Do you see the picture here? Okay, let's read. And before we see, let's read the example. Sarah is taller than her sister. She's taller than her sister. I'm comparing, okay, I'm comparing Sarah to her sister. Okay? So that's why we have to use the comparative form. What is the rule? How do we form the comparative adjectives? We add er. If the adjective is a short word, that's what your book says. And if it is a long adjective, you will use more. Okay? What is the clue word? And this is very important. You should always remember this. It is the word than. Okay? It's the word than. This is the same table we discussed before. How do we form the comparative, okay, the comparative adjectives? I told you it always depends on the number of syllables I hear in the adjective. If the adjective consists of one syllable, super easy. Just add er. Okay? Like here. Old and small, I'll just add er and it will become older and smaller. Now, if the adjective is also one syllable, but it ends with one vowel plus one consonant, I will double the last consonant and then I will add er, like bigger, thinner, hot, hot. How I will make the comparative form of the adjective hot. It ends with one vowel, one letter, one consonant, O and T. So I will double the T, the last consonant, and then I will write ER. It will be hotter. Okay? Now, if the adjective ends with also one syllable, but it ends with E, like nice and white and wise, what I will do in this case, I will just add R. Don't go and add ER, okay, to the adjective. So just add R. Remember, like nice and white, I will just add R to nice, then I will get nicer and whiter. Now, this is, we discussed this, we said this if the first part. Now, if we have only one syllable, we have three cases, okay? In case you forget how can I count the syllables in the adjective? Just count how many vowel sound do you hear, okay? How many vowel sound do you hear? And then you will know how many syllables the word has. Now, if I have more than one syllable, like two syllable adjectives or three syllables, easy, just add more to it. I can say beautiful or ER, it doesn't even make sense and it is difficult for you to pronounce it. So in this case, what can I do? I will add more beautiful, okay? more interesting, and so on. Like careful and simple, simple. Now pay attention. Simple is not, oh, sorry, just let me erase it. Simple is not, don't tell me it's one syllable, teacher. No, it's two syllable. Simple. Simple. So it's more simple and, okay, more simple. Why? Because it has two syllables. Simple. Careful. The same case here, if you have three or more syllables, like beautiful and expensive, just add the word more. More beautiful, more expensive. Why? How many syllables do you hear in expensive? Let's count them. Expensive. Three syllables. So I'll just add more. However, they told you there is an exception to the rule. What is the exception? They say if you have an adjective that ends with y, okay, adjective that has two syllables but ends with y, like this case, dirty and funny, pay attention. Okay, we are not going to add the word more, although it is two syllables, dirty and funny. Pay attention, don't add more. No, change the y, they told you, to I, and then go and add er. It will be dirtier and funnier. Okay, easy. If you have an adjective like happy, funny, dirty, busy, and so on, just to change the y to I and add er to it. Okay, girls? Super easy. And the lesson will be easy only if, and I repeat it 3 times, only if you memorize the rules. Okay?